See what I'm saying? Probably not for your best foot forward.
The Daily Blender, weekdays 3 to 6 on 1580 The Fanatic.
Everybody, Mark Asher, back to tell you about my friends at Valley Medical Weight Loss. I love this company. I've used them. I have friends who've used them. A ton of weight has been lost in a quick amount of time, and the right way. That's the important part. Look, they have 3 Valley locations, Tempe, Glendale, and Phoenix. So one is close to you, and they've been doing this for well over a decade. And right now, you can get your first week, $31.95, absolutely free. Just mention Money Radio or mention The Fanatic, and it is on them. 602-441-3305 or valleymedicalweightloss.com.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at Pro Copy. For over 20 years, Pro Copy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share Pro Copy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at The Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The Pro Copy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with Pro Copy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602-PRO-COPY. That's 602-776-2679.
Still looking for that one special voice that makes you fall in love with podcasts? The one is out there and free on Spotify. With over 2 million shows and today's most talked about podcasts, Spotify is the best place to find that one special show that makes you laugh, keeps you interested, and keeps you listening for more. Whatever you're into, get way more into it with a podcast. Find the one you've been listening for right now, free on Spotify.
Time for some smart saving. Put money aside, not your child's future education.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. The sooner you start an AZ 529 education savings plan, the more money you'll have when your little one graduates high school. Invest just $15 a month and you could have thousands of dollars saved for their education needs. Go to az529.gov so when it's time to achieve their dreams, they can.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's Thursday here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He's on vacation, but I got Keon Rose on the keyboards there. Sounds like I'm introducing a band. We got Keon Rose on the keyboards and maybe Harmon Solar Ralph on the saxophone. I don't know. He looks like a guy who'd probably try to play saxophone.
He does.
He does. He's got the beard. I don't know why I associate beards with saxophones. Not the point. And of course, we got you guys on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, but that's more of an instrument of destruction, really.
You know it is.
If you think about it. And we are broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale, week 7, moments away from beginning. Okay, well, 2 hours worth of moments away from beginning, but still, this is one of my favorite days of the week. Because this is a day where everybody, they haven't lost yet. And the Colts haven't lost a game yet. Makes me very happy. Nothing will make me more happy than bye week. But right now, at least my team has not lost yet.
The optimism can continue to flow. You get the hope a little bit of, maybe my team can pull something together. Maybe something might go wrong with the other team and we can come out with some kind of a win.
We are in really sad positions right now, you and I, my friend, because as a Washington football team fan and as an Indianapolis Colts fan, that is our hope. I hope something bad happens to the other team because that seems like it might be our only hope a lot of weeks.
For most weeks. And early in the season for Washington, there were some winnable games there. It's about to get real brutal, starting with the Packers on Sunday. So I'm not thrilled about it.
You shouldn't even get out of bed that day. It's going to be bad for you. It is going to be so bad for you. And that's an early game, so you could presumably sleep in. Just don't wake up until, say, noon or 1 o'clock.
I could, but well, I feel like noon is still early enough that I could just look at the score and just be.
Well, I was just say, or 1 o'clock. I mean,
Yeah.
if you have a good drunk Friday night, and you wake up around noon 30, get yourself a little hair of the dog. Don't look at your phone or anything, and then when you turn on the TV, you'll see the brutal end of that game, and then you'll have other football to watch.
See, that's a good way to start.
That's a plan. That is a plan. Now, this is a place where you've been for quite some time. I shouldn't be telling you this. You're a Washington football team fan. I'm an Indianapolis Colts fan. We have had various degrees of, oh my God, this is horrible. And yay, everything's great. Oh my God, this is horrible. And yay, this is great. We've all, we've been through it. Since I was 12 years old, I first started watching them when they were in Baltimore. And as soon as I became kind of a fan, all of a sudden I see these news stories. They're moving from Baltimore to Indianapolis. You know what I did? I looked at the map and I'm like, good, they're getting closer to me. I don't care. Don't care. Don't care why. Don't care what. Don't care. And ever since then, Peyton Manning's first year was disgusting. And I was just like, all that for this guy? Seriously? I mean, I can kind of see but I was just like, oh, they're asking me to hang in there and be patient and trust, but he lost so many games, man.
And brutally.
So many games. And then it started to come into focus. I've been through a lot too. I've been through a lot. You've been through more, but I've been through a lot too.
Yeah.
So for us, the only happy day we have is the days before the game. And then it's all sadness after that.
Yeah, pretty much how that goes. And then, God forbid you read an injury report these days. You just don't see anything good usually.
Well, I'll tell you, the other end of that is the Arizona Cardinals may have been just as bad as your Washington football team as far as years of misery. Although they've been to a Super Bowl, unfortunately they didn't win. But they've had little bursts of success. Probably still not as miserable as the Washington football team. But right now, look at them riding high. Riding high, and it's good. It's good to see that happen. It's good for the psyche. It's good for my marriage. It's good for my friendship with Randy. It's good all the way around. And and really, Arizona needs a champion. Good God, Arizona needs a champion. Everybody was very excited last night for the Phoenix Suns to show up at the Foot Fetish Arena. And it started off pretty good. Well, yeah, it started off pretty good. A little back and forth. At the end of the half, suddenly you're like, ooh, it's looking good. And then there you go. And then it just got really bad. Yeah, I didn't watch the game, but I saw the tweets. Wow, DeAndre Ayton's looking really good. Oh, he really is motivated. Look at him go. And I was like, oh, looks like we're winning. Somebody says, yeah, they didn't lose a step. Just as good as, maybe even better than last season. These are the tweets. And then it got quiet.
Which is never what you want to see.
And as soon as I was looking at my Twitter feed, and because I was thinking about turning on the game. But then after my whole should I watch, should I not watch thing with the Dodgers and with the Astros, I was like, well, maybe I better not turn this on right now. And I guess it wouldn't have made a difference because then all of a sudden they lost 110-98. And that's a bummer. That is a bummer. Now, ever since the Foot Fetish Arena became the Foot Fetish Arena, the Suns are 0-2. It could be the name has cursed them.
You think so?
Could be. The other thing about that is, let's go back to DeAndre Ayton. 15. How many points did he have last night?
He had 15 points, 6 boards, couple of assists.
All right, so that's about typical for him. Did it seem like he was max contract fighting, or does it seem like he was just same old, same old?
It seemed like he was fired up, like to prove something. I think offensively they kind of went away from him later on in the game. Just started shooting a whole lot more jump shots, got away from throwing it down to him on the low block. Because when they did, he was scoring. Like it looked like that was the game plan early. And then they kind of got away from it, which I get because they are a shooting team. That is what they ultimately want to do. But when that wasn't working, because Devin Booker didn't shoot very well, Jay Crowder had an awful game. When that's not working, I wonder why they didn't go back to DeAndre Ayton at that point.
Yeah, whatever the case, it's an L, and hopefully the next W comes from the Lakers on Friday. Fish Tank on the text line says, Jeffrey, you did it. whatever the hell you did with your screens yesterday, do it again today. I'm treating today like game 7 because I don't want to see Scherzer or Buehler in the last 2 games. Well, yeah, I had mixed results in what I did yesterday, which was nothing. I went ahead and had the games up on the screen. And so it was a mixed bag of results. So last night, the Astros, I had the screens on and they won 9-1. I didn't pay attention to the Dodgers game at all, and the Braves won that 9-2.
So maybe do that because Fish Tank is a Braves fan. So
right.
He's
so I should just turn everything off for the baseball.
Seems for the baseball, yeah.
Okay, so I'm going to turn everything. So if there's any baseball games that show up on my screens, I'll keep it off my computer. I'll keep it off up here. I won't watch the results. You can let me know occasionally if something interesting has happened later on, or we won't even be on when it's on, will we? No, I think that next game starts at 5, doesn't it? What time does the game tonight? Yeah, it's 5 after 5 p.m. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yes, Fish Tank. I want your Braves to win, so I will continue doing absolutely nothing. I won't watch. It won't be on. I won't pay attention. You let me know when it's over. How's that? It's got to help.
I think that's fair.
Fish Tank also says, I'm reserving my excitement a bit, though, because we were up 3-1 in the NLCS last year, and it didn't work out. Remember, Jeffrey, I think you lost a bet to Bruce Jacobs on that. Oh, that's right. I vaguely remember something. And I don't know what I'd have to pay him off. I don't know if he ever collected.
That's on him. He's got to remember. I don't think he does either because it would have come up, right?
I don't remember what that was. Mr. Pringle says 5 in a row for the Suns. Which way are you going with that? LeBron James texts in and says, my Suns bouncing back against the Fakers tomorrow night. It's kind of like the playoffs last year. I'll tell you what, that you better have a playoff-like atmosphere. Oh, that's right. It's in Staples Center, isn't it? It's not here. It's there. Oh, brother.
Yeah, it's there.
Well, you better have that attitude going in because they are going to be coming at you like that for sure. Jiggy says, been MIA for a while, boys. Been without a car, so haven't been able to tune in. I know I can listen on my phone, but hey, how about that fantasy output I had last week? The Jiglets are coming back with a vengeance. Which league are you in? He's not in ours, is he?
I don't think so.
I don't remember a team, the Jiglets on the Premier League, but good for you. And yeah, I understand. Some people are a creature of habit, but it wouldn't kill you to make the effort, Jiggy. But I understand people are a creature of habit. Sometimes there's certain things you only do in the car. There are certain things you only do at your desk at work. And we get it. So I'm never mad at people. I'm happy you came back. Thanks for tuning into the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so you have any thoughts on the Phoenix Suns? Is it panic mode already after one game? Did you see enough to be reasonably like, okay, we're good? Or did you see enough to where you're like, oh, crap, it's over?
No, I wouldn't panic. You played the team with the MVP of the league and Nikola Jokic. He had a great night shooting the basketball. He made some shots over DeAndre Ayton. I don't know if DeAndre could have played better defense. He was just making shots. And then some good stuff, some positivity to take to LA. The bench was really good. I mean, the guys that they added, JaVale McGee played really well. Landry Shamet played really well. So a lot of good stuff to look forward to with this team. I wouldn't panic.
Yeah, but it's always a bummer to lose your home opener, man.
It's absolutely a bummer, but I just don't think Devin Booker's going to have that bad a shooting night every night.
I don't know if the Suns realize this, but the Nuggets came looking for payback. They came looking for revenge. It was a revenge game for them, and especially Jokic. He was sitting there like, all right, let's do this. 27 points, 13 rebounds. I am angry about last year, and even though they were down 16 points in this game, they were able to fight back and get back in this game. And he's like, yeah, this is exactly what we wanted. This was a revenge game. So, all right, fine. Hopefully the Suns will shake it off and be back to normal as soon as possible. Mr. Wilbur says, ice cream conspiracy theory. Ice cream. Sarver got all the guys in his office and told them not to feed DeAndre. If they accomplished this, he would give them all a slight bonus and he would save a lot of money on a big deal for DeAndre Ayton. I don't think all he eats is ice cream, Mr. Wilbur. Don't know what the hell you're talking about. Cool Hand Luke says Booker was off, Crowder was off, Nuggets wanted it more after being embarrassed last year. Suns will still win 50 plus this season. All right, we should have done this yesterday, but we didn't. So, and maybe this is not the moment, especially after a loss. But what's your game win percentage prediction for the Phoenix Suns, Keon?
Yeah, well, I looked it up yesterday, but then our conversation went somewhere else. I ended up not getting back to it. 51 wins was what the Suns had a season ago, and I think they get back to around there, between 50, 55 wins. I think that's fair. When you look at the rest of the Western Conference, is it tough? Yeah, but this is a team that has basically sort of set that standard in well-roundedness. Right. In the Western Conference.
Yeah, and keep in mind, a lot of people in the Western Conference have learned, like remember the Warriors tried to do that juggernaut season, and then they were all beat up and too tired for the playoffs and, to try to go to the finals. So a lot of people realize do enough to be first where you get a home court advantage, but take your foot off the gas a little bit so you don't waste yourself before playoffs and finals. So I would go ahead and just say, all right, my prediction, 52 games. 52. I'm not going to say a whole lot more. I'm not going to say any less. So 52 games is my prediction for the Suns. Did you actually predict? You said around. Give me an actual number.
An actual number? I'll go 50.
All right, that's fine. 50. Are you writing this down? Because we're going to have to write this down.
Yeah,
and we're going to have to ask Randy later. Let's see here. Mars Bars 805 says, what's up, guys? Yep, Sun season's over. Time to panic. Go Lakers. It's on Friday. Battle the first.
So why wouldn't you be panicking about the Lakers, who looked absolutely worse?
Yeah, well, they didn't win their home opener either.
No.
They did finally win a game last night, though, didn't they? Or they haven't played yet.
No, they haven't played yet. Yeah, they played on opening night.
Oh, that's right.
And their second game is going to be against the Suns.
They had a lot of time in between games then. So
just a big old gap.
Well, both teams are 0-1, so Mars Bars 805. I wouldn't crow too much. Watermelon says the Suns could have won if they kept feeding the ball to the hole. These shooters are off. They need to stick with what works. Steeler Mike says, everyone relax. One game does not a season make. These Phoenix Suns will be just fine. It's funny, Steeler Mike, you're not my brother-in-law, are you? Oh, no, he's not a Steeler. He's a Raider. Forget it. Never mind. You're definitely not my brother-in-law. Keep forgetting. I got a brother-in-law who could have been Raider Mike, but he's too chicken bleep to text in the show. He always every time he comes over, boy, he listens. He talks about all the stuff we're talking about and doing. That he never texts in. He's like a scared little girl, like most of the Raider fans. You see what I'm doing right there?
Yeah, just kind of egging them on.
Might have been too far.
Just a bit.
You might not go in for that little handshake hug. It might be a handshake right in the nuts. I don't know. Jiggy says Blender League. I'm in Blender League 3 and Skull is going down. Okay, nobody cares about your fantasy football. What is that? Oh, brother. Yeah, Skull's little picture on his is of his little Skyline GT, which he always brags about. We may need to have a race, Skull. Last Optimist says Suns have 10 more chances to hit that win mark this year. 72 games last season, 82 this season. Well, he's including playoff games.
Okay, gotcha.
Chief Skull Burner says, afternoon, gentlemen. I see the Suns are going to win 750 games. That's what I see. I agree. 750 games, Chief Skulls Burner.
They'll be playing games after games just to make up the difference.
He doesn't understand when it's a replay on the TV. He thinks it's a real other game. So
yeah, I can't believe it's playing out exactly like it did yesterday.
His season's better than ours. So I'm not going to tell him. All right. So let's talk about the baseballs. Yes, I did my thing, and I guess it helped a little bit, but didn't do any good for the Red Sox. They got beat by the Astros. And it's very strange that, all of this stuff happens, later innings. It just seems like it takes them a while to get warmed up, and then all of a sudden somebody gets shelled. It's just, and also it's odd that the scores are so similar, 9-1, 9-2. I mean, it doesn't mean anything. But it's a little weird.
It is a little bit weird, but I think with the Dodgers and the Braves, you've got two teams with struggling bullpens, and I guess to a degree the Red Sox too, where when they have to go outside of their starter, that's when things start to fall apart for them. And you go up against some of these hitters, it gets out of hand fast.
Well, you got 11 hits for Houston, 12 for Atlanta. You have 3 for Boston. You have 4 for the Dodgers. Very similar games, except for where the runs were, put in. I mean, if it had all been in the same inning, then I've been like, okay, something's up. Something's up. This is weird. But so, all right. So the Dodgers play at 5 p.m. Do I have that right? The Braves and the Dodgers? Yes. The Braves and the Dodgers play at 5 p.m. on the TBS. And I will not go near it, Fish Tank. You let me know what's going on, though. 888-368-1580. Last Optimist says, not including playoff games. Last season was shortened for COVID. I see what you're saying. We thought you were saying wins. Okay, so you're saying there was only 72 games in the season last season. Yeah. There are 82 in this season. So now should we boost ours by 10? Should I say that the Suns will win 62? And you should say the Suns will win 60?
I think that's fair.
Right now we've got the under pretty good.
Yeah, I completely forgot about that they shortened it for COVID. But yeah, you have to adjust for that. Yeah, 60 wins in an 82. Yeah, that does sound about right.
Hey, I got a question. When did you become so bad at picking games that have to do with Appalachian State?
What did I
You said, oh no, Coastal Carolina, I'm done picking Appalachian State. Last night they turned around and upset Coastal Carolina 30-27.
Well, Appalachian State does this to people. They're an upset machine, but Coastal Carolina is really damn good.
Well, you should have seen that coming.
How could I see it coming?
You just told me they're an upset machine.
Because that's what they do. But
that's what I'm saying.
But you never know when it's coming.
Once you say they're an upset machine, you should know it's coming.
But sometimes they don't do it. It just comes out of nowhere.
Mm-hmm. You understand. You can argue, but I'm right. 888-368-1580. Mr. Wilbur says, not sure if these words have ever been whispered on this radio station before, but it's safe to say that the Dodgers suck. You don't have to whisper. The Dodgers suck. But they don't. But they do. Senior Wakenbake says, sup, fellas? Hey, Keon. DeAndre Ayton called. He wants his ass back when you're done kissing it. Mild play deserves mild pay.
Okay. He was playing better than most of the starters last night. I don't know. Is that kissing DeAndre Ayton's ass to say that he was playing good defense and they went away from him late? Because that's what happened.
It's kind of an epic text, though.
It was good, but I'm getting defensive about it. It was a good text, but like, wow, caught me off guard.
Faded Hero Icon says, upset machine, just like the Red Wings last few years. Well, you should have seen it coming. All right, let's take a break. We come back. We are going to do our NFL fan pick'em picks. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Simple Green is perfect for making your auto, RV, cycling, boating, and other sporting equipment look like new. SimpleGreen.com.
NHL hockey tonight. The Coyotes back at it as they play host to the Edmonton Oilers. The Coyotes are underdogs as they pay out at plus 176. The favored Oilers pay out at minus 210. The over-under is sitting at 6.5 goals. Major League Baseball coming up tonight. The Braves and the Dodgers match up in game number 5 of the NLCS. The Dodgers are favored tonight. They pay out at minus 146 on the money line, while the Braves pay out at plus 124. The over-under sitting at 8 runs. For the latest odds all the time, visit vsin.com. I'm Matt Pauley on Arizona's sports betting station, 1580 The Fanatic.
Still looking for that one special voice that makes you fall in love with podcasts? The One is out there and free on Spotify. With over 2 million shows and today's most talked about podcasts, Spotify is the best place to find that one special show that makes you laugh, keeps you interested, and keeps you listening for more. Whatever you're into, get way more into it with a podcast. Find the one you've been listening for right now, free on Spotify.
providing you with the latest sports news, commentary, and analysis.
So I am holding out, much to the chagrin of my dad. Don't be greedy. My agent said, so here's the deal. We're all right with the signing bonus. We'll get a little more there. But what we're fighting for is the third year and $20,000 on the third year.
What did your father say?
When it was all said and done, good job.
Jacobs and Helly on Arizona's new home for sports. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona sports betting station tonight. Broncos at Browns, 5 p.m. Makes you kind of wish that Back to the Future was a real thing. Today's Back to the Future Day, by the way. October 21st. And, of course, it was October 21st, 2015, that Marty McFly went forward, back in the movies, back in the 80s. But, well, now it's 2021, so none of that happened. Very disappointed. Very
disappointed. The hoverboards that were predicted, those aren't real.
Well, that's not true. Tony Hawk tested out an actual hoverboard. Takes an awful lot of electricity. It's not quite like the movie, but there is a hover-ish board.
Okay, I'll accept it, I guess.
But still, no. We don't have flying cars. Oh, wait, Jeffrey, there's that flying drone car thing they're working on. Yeah, but it's not happening yet. We were promised those things when I was a kid. When I was a kid, we were promised the flying cars. We were promised the hoverboards. We were promised all that stuff. It did not come true. So everybody who's about my age, really damn disappointed. Damn disappointed. And so I see those drone cars and I'm like, oh, that guy's going to die because it's not, something's going to go wrong there. And they're like, no, you understand, because if that one blade goes out, there's plenty of others. What if they all lose power? Oh, no, you're going to die. Or there's a parachute. And then I think about the driving on these freeways and I think, do I want these a-holes up there crashing into each other?
No,
probably not.
I was driving into work today. There was an overturned car on the 101.
See,
now you're adding 3 dimensions of travel to this. No, that doesn't work for me.
The fun part was for a moment that person did fly, but it didn't last long.
It didn't last long, and not in the way that they intended. No. I don't think they enjoyed it at all.
No, hopefully they're okay. But yeah, that was a brief moment of flight for that person. So yes, today is Back to the Future Day, and if you could go back, if I could turn back time, there's no there's some bets. I would be like Marty McFly with a little book, and I would go back and but see, even with the foreknowledge, it's hard to believe the Browns are starting their 31st starting quarterback since 1999. If this is back in 1985, I'd be like, shut up. No, it's actually true. Case Keenum is the Browns' 31st starting quarterback since 1999, and it's embarrassing. Just embarrassing. The Browns are just continue to be a horrible embarrassment. And just when they were coming out of the dark, just when they're like, well, the Browns, that's a tough team. Well, it's going to be a test for the Cardinals. Everybody on the team is on crutches, and now they are going to play like the Browns of old. There is so bad. We're not sure who's going to win tonight between the Browns and the Broncos.
Well, it is Back to the Future Day. So that's God. What's going. We're going a little bit back in time to when the Browns were the Browns.
It's bad. I mean, Odell Beckham, both starting tackles, questionable to say the least. They have neither of their starting running backs, Nick Chubb, Kareem Hunt, gone. And then there's a bunch of other guys, Jack Conklin, Jedrick Willis, JC Treader. I mean, the whole team is busted up and broken. But then over on the Broncos side, you're looking at Teddy Bridgewater. He's like, got a little quad injury. Well, now he's questionable. So I'm still going with the Broncos just because of how messy everything is, but I'm not even confident in that yet. So yeah, it's not gonna, it might be so bad it's good. Might be so bad it's good. Yeah, we'll just relish in how horrible it is.
Just one of those movies where the acting is so bad that you enjoy it somehow.
Can't turn
It's
it off
just,
now.
Wow, this is.
Oh my God, it's like Chappie all over again. I can't even turn it off. Oh.
I did see a report that Teddy Bridgewater is expected to play, but that means he's not 100%.
Right. Well, but still, he's 100% better than old Baker Mayfield right now. Baker Mayfield, he's just trying to put off having some sort of a season-ending surgery. He's like, well, maybe I can wait till after the season, but it doesn't look good. Does not look good for Baker Mayfield. Doesn't look good for the Browns. And I love Case Keenum. He's like, we're going to know where Von Miller is every down. Because Von Miller said he's going to murder my lineman. So we're going to have our eye on him. We're going to know where Von Miller is every down. Yeah, he's going to be on top of you. He's going to be on top of you constantly. You are the bed. He is the comforter. He's going to be on top of you. If he's going to kill the lineman, there's no way you're going to avoid death.
Though, as for the goal of keeping your eye on him every down, it's going to be very easy.
Because he's right there. He's right there.
Every play.
You may be seeing him through teary eyes, but you're right. You're right. So now that some crazy bettor put $500,000 on the Broncos at +4. What does that mean? He'll win $2 million? Or how much money do you win in that bet? I need you to do the calculation, even if you have to bring up a Google bet percentage calculator, because I know we're not all that good at figuring these things out. Well, what happened is this is before the line moved. The line moved from +4 in the Broncos to +2 once that Case Keenum was announced as the starter. I don't know where that line is now, but somebody went to Caesar Sportsbook, placed a $500,000 bet on the Broncos at +4. How much will this guy win if it comes true? Boy, your computer is slow.
I mean, it's not that it's slow.
Okay, sorry. Boy, you're slow.
It's me.
Yeah.
It's user error going on.
All right, super fans, somebody who knows betting math, could you please do this for us so we can know what we're talking about? Well, we don't know what we're talking about. It's clear, but yeah, if you do a bet at $500,000 and it's a +4, okay, Moiston's already on it. $455,000. So he puts up $500,000 to get back $455,000. I think he just made that up. Moiston, I think you just made that up. Are you still doing the math?
I am still doing the math. I got the betting calculator up here, and incompetent at what I'm trying to accomplish.
Moist one says there's no way he's time traveling until they get rid of that Parkinson's side effect. Well, that's probably smart. Yeah, that's smart. Here we go. Bob Schmeldoff, one of our betting experts, says, well, the Broncos are at +1.5 most places. I took them at +3.5. Can you help us, please? How much does he get? No, okay, Moist one, he called me a dingus, so that means he's serious. He says if you bet 500,000, they hand you back 955,000. But you're winning 455,000. Okay, that's fine. I believe you as long. I mean, gee whiz, Moist one. Why would I doubt you were serious?
It's not like you have a track record at all.
Let's see. Cheese Skulls Burner says Red Sox suck. Houston sucks. Dodgers suck. I'm rooting for the Braves. Braves have brought back Maddox, Glavine, and Smoltz and beat the Dodgers if needed. Listen, I think we're all sort of following suit with you on that one and becoming Braves fans for the rest of this Major League Baseball season. All right, you know what we need to do? I think we need to start doing our picks before we run out of time. You know, we couldn't get a hold of Ralph. He's traveling. So I say we just do our picks. I've got Randy's picks right here, so I can tell you what his pick was. But I say we just do the picks right here, right now. Get it done. Get it out of the way. We have plenty of NFL stuff to talk about, so let's get this going. All right, the Harmon Solar NFL Fan Pick'em picks tonight. We have to make a pick on the Thursday night football game here on 1580 The Fanatic. I'm going to go ahead and just stick with Denver as my pick. Randy said the same thing. just based on everything we were just talking about. Where did you come out on that?
I'm going Denver too. The Browns basically ought to be running a hospital, not a football team.
Yeah, it's an infirmary tent at the very least. I mean, the entire stadium should just be a giant blue medical tent. So let's talk about the next game that's on 15A, the Fanatic. Sunday night, my Colts are visiting the San Francisco 49ers. Who do you got on that game, Keon?
I'm leaning towards the Niners a little bit. They are a running football team, power football team. I think that helps them against the Colts. You kind of stop the rhythm of a Carson Wentz, who's been playing pretty well lately. But anytime you can just run the ball, extend drives, and in a low-scoring game, pull out a victory, that's what the Niners are good at.
All right. This is interesting. How does my pick thing show that the 49ers are 2-3, but the Colts are 2-4? Did the 49ers have a bye week already?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Wow. That's kind of a useless bye week. Anyway, I'm going to go ahead and take the Colts on this one. I just feel like until Carson Wentz is hurt, he's going to be able to get done what needs to be done. The San Francisco secondary, I'm not really too worried about it. And I understand what you're saying, that they're going to try to suck up as much clock as they can. But you know who else is good at that? Frank Reich. So I'm not really too worried about that. I think it'll be a good game, be a close game. I'm not completely confident of a win, but I'm going to go ahead and go with my Colts for the second time this season. Randy, I guess, for whatever reason, agreed with me. And he also has picked the Colts.
Well, Randy's a big believer in the Colts, you know.
I don't know why.
The blue horseshoes. He's bought in.
Okay.
I think he just wants you to be happy.
I do. I want to be happy too, but hasn't been that way for a while. All right, Monday Night Football. It's the Jameis Winston Saints versus the Geno Smith Seattle Seahawks. And yeah, neither's really great, but you got a backup quarterback who has suffered. The Seattle Seahawks have talked to Cam Newton. Actually, I guess nothing really happened, but he's like, I got vaccinated. And they're like, okay. Okay. So, yeah. Oh, by the way, the Seattle Seahawks, the Rainy City Bitch Pigeons, Route's team picked up my old backup quarterback, Jacob Eason, on the waiver after the Colts just dropped him the other day. So
they're desperate.
That shows you how bad they are. So I'm going to go ahead and go with the New Orleans Saints. Randy is on with that one as well. Who do you got in this game there, Keon?
Yeah, I'm going to go Saints too. I mean, Seattle is not a very good football team, and the only thing holding them above water is Russell Wilson, who's not here. And it's no disrespect to Geno, who's doing like a serviceable backup job, but he's obviously a backup. And then I think the Saints defense can tee off on him a little bit. And, every now and then the Saints show up and look like a real football team, like Jekyll and Hyde. Yeah. But, this is the perfect game for them to show up again.
Yeah, absolutely right. That defense is horrific, but you never know. You never know with Jameis Winston.
Who could say?
Yeah. All right. So let's go on to your game. We'll go ahead and hit that. Washington football team goes to Lambeau Field. Yes. The Washington 2-4 football team,
soon to be 2-5,
goes to Lambeau Field to take on the 5-1 Green Bay Packers.
And they're going to lose that game.
Well, thanks for having a little suspense. I mean, you didn't have to just blurt it out.
I don't know what suspense is being built here. I trust the fourth dimension has functioning eyeballs, and they know what's coming down the pike. Aaron Rodgers feasts on bad teams. Like there are players who sometimes play up and down to the level of their competition. Never Aaron Rodgers.
No,
if he has a bad game, it's because he had a bad game.
We are all unanimous on this one. Green Bay Packers easily defeating the Washington football team. And like I said, just wake up late. Wake up late. Why do that to yourself? All right, next up, let's talk about some good games, at least as good as the games are going to be. I feel like the Bengals versus the Ravens could actually be the best 1 p.m. game that there is. Well, maybe there's another one that might be, but let's talk about this one first. Joe Burrow and the Bengals, 4-2. Mm-hmm. And of course, Lamar Jackson and the Baltimore Ravens, 5-1. Now they've survived having a lot of injuries, and they've maintained their 5-1. But, how are they looking now to you, Keon?
I mean, they're both looking good. I mean, the Ravens obviously have their injuries, but Lamar Jackson is capable of putting that team on his back and carrying them to wins. And the Bengals could be 5-1 if their kicker in overtime could make a kick outkick Mason Crosby somehow, which on that day, impossibly, it did not happen. But Joe Burrow's been fantastic. Jamar Chase has been a revelation. He's on pace to receive 1,500 yards as a rookie, and he didn't even play his last year at LSU. This team offensively, Cincinnati, they're as good as any team in the league. Now the defense, not so much, but they can win shootouts. So I'm gonna go Baltimore, but I do like the matchup. I think it's gonna be a fun game.
Yeah, it is a fun game. Randy agrees with you. He's got the Ravens on this. Chief Skulls Burner says, whoa, Jeffrey, it is not true that we are all in agreement. I am rooting for the Washington Redskins to whoop up on those Green Bay Packers. I can't read exactly what you said, but also Chief Skulls Burner, it's the Washington football team now, as the Washington Redskins is a racist sort of comment. So just try to remember that. And also, you're not on the show as a host, and we don't care what you pick.
And I'm rooting for Washington.
I just care. We care what you pick, but
I just know what reality is.
We don't care what you pick. Let's see here. What's up next? Let's see. Kansas City versus the Titans. That could be a pretty good game. A lower level good game. Kansas City has been struggling. They are 3-3. The Titans seem like they're starting to kind of get their magic and their groove back at 4-2. So the Titans at home make a difference.
It should. They are very good at home. I just don't know at what point if I feel good picking against Mahomes. I feel like I should already have reached that point, but I just get this sinking feeling in my stomach that the week I decide I'm out on the Chiefs, I'm out on Mahomes, that's the week that it's going to turn on. And I do think that there was a little bit of a get right game against Washington for them last week, because he started making the throws that I'm used to Patrick Mahomes making, those plays where he's going right and he throws the ball left and somehow Tyreek Hill is there. I am going to go Kansas City here, but how wrong does Derrick Henry make me look on a weekly basis? Very wrong.
Well, the Titans defense was not too bad. And of course, watching Derrick Henry, that's really good. But even though Randy is taking the Titans, I'm with you. I just have a hard time betting against the Kansas City Chiefs so far. And if they lose this game, then I'm going to start to see them a lot different. I think a struggling Patrick Mahomes and Kansas City Chiefs, I don't think that is a season defeated Kansas City Chiefs. So I'm picking the Chiefs this week with an eye on it because, if this goes badly, I don't know how I can trust them again. Now you have a better sense. It's like, okay, it's not a good team that is playing down and not doing well or struggling and have a chance to get back up. That could just be, this is a 500 team. And now it's time to, see them that way appropriately. So I got the Chiefs. Randy's got the Titans. You got the Chiefs.
I do.
All right. When we come back, we got a couple more games to pick. Plus, Randy did, before he went on vacation, record his epic Cardinals pick for this weekend. Come on back, kids. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
This is Aaron Warby, host of the Bulls and the Bears Radio Hour. In the show, we try to teach the tools, rules, and strategies that traders and investors need to do better with their wealth and portfolio income. But most of the time, an hour is just not long enough. At Online Trading Academy, we believe that the average person should be given the tools, rules, and strategies that Wall Street's elites have been using for years to outperform others. Are you one of the millions that have recently established a trading account? Or have you always wanted to trade or take a more active role in guarding and growing your own wealth, but have not had the know-how or confidence? We want to invite you out to a complimentary 3-hour power trading and investing workshop, where you'll learn what it is that the professionals use to limit their risks and maximize their possible gains in both trading and investing. To register, call 8448-TRADER. That's 844-887-2337, or text the word stocks to 25029. Again, that's stocks to 25029. Reserve your seat now.
Hi, this is Bruce Jacobs from my friends and former employers at Pro Copy. For over 20 years, Pro Copy has provided Arizona companies with the best office equipment available from companies like Ricoh. More importantly, they provide outstanding service after the sale with a 96% retention ratio and award-winning technicians. 3 years ago, they joined the Flex Technologies Group, an Arizona-based nationwide group of companies that share Pro Copy's commitment to excellence. So if you have branches anywhere in the United States or just here in Arizona, you can get great personalized service even during the current climate. We use them here at the Fanatic and Money Radio KFNN, and they never disappoint because they remain a local company. They give back to our community by supporting ASU and the Thunderbirds through the Phoenix Open. The Pro Copy Foundations has raised hundreds of thousands of dollars. That makes doing business with Pro Copy good for your business. Just give them a call at 602 Pro Copy. That's 602-776-2679.
Mortgage interest rates remain near historic lows. So whether you're wanting to lower your interest rate, take cash out to remodel your home, or pay off credit card or installment debt, now is the perfect time to refinance or purchase a home. Call David White at 480-244-6625. 480-244-6625 to review your mortgage options and to take advantage of David's 32 years of industry experience, incredible customer service, and competitive interest rates. We shop the market for the best interest rates so you don't have to. So call David at 480-244-6625. That's 480-244-6625. Call David now to discuss your mortgage options and before interest rates go up at 480-244-6625. That's 480-244-6625. Don't wait. Call today and take advantage of the low rates. David White, NMLS 322907 of AmeriFirst Financial Inc. NMLS 145368, an equal housing opportunity lender.
Get your college game on. Get ready for the fight songs. Get ready for the traditions. Get ready for the rivalries. It's college football.
He's gone. There he goes through the line. He'll take it to the house, 90 yards.
And we've got the games you want to hear.
Wide open, and the tight end will walk to the end zone.
College football lives on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station. And even though Randy White is on a vacation, two things are going to happen. One, you will still get his Cardinals pick of the week in just a few minutes. But also the race setup with Randy White, it's a new one, and it is going to be played for you via digital audio tape. That's right. We're fancy here. It's not regular audio tape. It's digital audio tape that will be played on this radio station at 6 p.m. on Friday. So, and then again, an encore presentation at 7 a.m. on Saturday. So you got a fresh new race setup with Randy White and, of course, his pick coming up here in just a little bit. Fish Tank is on the text line, 888-368-1580, says the toilet bowl of the week might just be Dolphins versus the Falcons.
It's up there.
Is it worse than Patriots Jets? Which is worse? I mean, I think the Patriots Jets and the Atlanta Falcons and Dolphins, it's similarly matched teams. Crappy ones. Really, really crappy ones.
I just feel like the Patriots are a player or two away from us looking at them very differently, where that's not true about the Falcons. That they're just bad.
I feel like the Falcons can still beat the Dolphins. The Dolphins have so many issues and troubles right now. Nobody knows where Tua is, and it's going to be in his head that, Deshaun Watson's on the way, and you're about to become a backup quarterback somewhere, Tua, because we don't need any more games to tell you are not our franchise quarterback. So, that is a team that's in turmoil. Atlanta, they're just hot flaming garbage, but they're hot flaming garbage that's won 2 games. So I kind of got to give you Atlanta Falcons on this one. Sorry, Fish Tank. And then on the other one, yeah, you're right. Patriots over Jets. Patriots. Don't even have to hesitate. Don't even have to think about it. Just keep moving. Yeah, those are the both. They're both the Tidy Bowl 1 and 2. And I've got the Look Away Bowl. oh my God, those men have families. Why are you doing this to them? Talking about the Rams as they go visit the Detroit Lions, as the Detroit Lions visit them. That's the look away, because it's going to be horrific. It's going to be a bleep stomp on top of a bleep stomp. The Rams are going to absolutely dismantle, destroy. Matthew Stafford is going to enter the priesthood after this. I'm sorry, not Matthew Stafford. Jared Goff will enter the priesthood after this, because it's just going to be unholy.
I mean, and you got, speaking of Matthew Stafford, he's going to be as fired up to stick it to his old team.
Because he knows he can.
Not only does he know he can, but he's got all the weapons to do it. Like, this is what would have happened if you ever bothered to surround me with talent.
Yeah. See, it wasn't my fault, Detroit. Love you, mean it, but I'm going to whoop these asses now. And that's exactly what's going to happen. And Matthew Stafford is going to go over Aaron Donald, put his arm around him going, you know what to do, right? Yeah. Pat. I'll see you later, man. I'll see you later. It's going to be a thing of ugly beauty. But of course, I've got the Rams. You've got the Rams. Randy's got the Rams. Nobody on this planet, no, not even Boogie, has the Detroit Lions.
Wait, hold on. We got to rewind. Randy has the Rams.
Yeah.
I wish I could have heard him say it in person.
Yeah.
Because he has managed to be faithfully 0-6 right alongside them this entire time.
I think that he's gotten the idea that he's going to lose that bet and have to wear a Detroit Lions hat. But I've given him plenty of clever ways where you'll never actually have to see the hat that he wears. It's just, the bet was he has to wear it. Nobody said it had to be visible.
Or on his head.
He can wear it as a thong. You know,
doesn't seem comfortable, but if he can manage,
shove it down his shorts. Now, he's a man of honor, so he'll probably just wear it on his cranium or somewhere visible. So, but on that one, I'd let him off the hook. The guy you made the bet with is all the way over in DC now. You know, so means what I mean is you'll probably get shot, because that's what happens in DC, and you know he doesn't have to worry about it. But Randy, again, man of honor. He'll do what he's got to do. But yes, even he has chosen the Rams to beat these Detroit Lions. All right, so that was the look away bowl. Here's the question mark bowl. Eagles visiting with the Las Vegas Raiders. Now, when you first look at it, you think, okay, well, Raiders should be able to handle business pretty well against the Eagles. Well, hold on. The Eagles have hung in there pretty well in some games. It's not good, not great, but so much turmoil going on with the Las Vegas team. But then again, they won last week. They were able to rally around Biscotti, whatever his name is, and that
Bisaccia,
whatever, and win that game. Could be just a one and off, and they're about to go right down the toilet too. I've got a ginormous question mark on this game. What are you seeing on this game, Keon?
This one is a tough one to pick, because on the one hand, like you said, you want to discount the Eagles just out of hand.
Right.
They're a bad team, but I think they're a bad offense. They're not really a bad defense, and that's what makes this one a little hard to pick a little, because you do have that Raiders team in disarray. And while they were able to rally last week and show up, we saw what it was the week before when the turmoil first started.
Right.
They actually had a slip up. So which Raiders team are you going to get? The one that struggled or the one that was able to bounce back? I don't know exactly. I'm going to go Raiders just because I think they're more talented. And at some point, if you just got two teams that look like they could go either way, the talented team is the one that usually wins.
And the home team, I'm going to go Raiders. I'm going to go with the Raiders on this for pretty much all the reasons you just described. They're going to want to keep this thing rolling. They're at home. They got to show that, hey, we're still a great team. It doesn't matter if we had a racist, homophobic, misogynist ex head coach that looked like Chucky. We can take care of these Eagles. I'm going to say, though, not 100% confident in that pick. I think you're right. It could go either way. Randy agrees. He's got the Raiders as well. All right. So now here we are. We've come to the end of the picks we were going to do live on air. I'm assuming you're picking the Cardinals against the Houston Texans.
I would pick anyone against the Houston Texans, and I would not pick very many people against the Cardinals. So, right. I'm gonna go Cardinals on this one.
Yeah, even JJ Watt's like, that is not the Houston team I played for. He says, I look across there, he's like, probably one or two, maybe three people that were on the team when I played. Everybody else is a stranger. He's like, and by the way, it's not like I'm going to forget which team I'm on and tackle the wrong guy. He's like, don't worry about me. And like, this team that's not the team I came from. I've got the Cardinals easily on this one, but you guys don't care what Keon thinks or I think. What you care is what Randy White thinks about the game. Houston Texans visiting the Arizona Cardinals.
The Cardinals return back home for a shootout against the Houston Texans. The Cactus are all watching. The Bulls and the Cows are gathering in the pens. The 6-0 Cardinals look to continue their hot streak. With the straight shooting Houston Texans, with their no-name long-necked quarterback.
What'd you do?
I did not do anything. It just stopped.
Can you start it back up again?
Yeah.
Okay. Where are you playing this from? Please tell me you're not playing it directly out of the email.
I may or may not.
Oh, you're supposed to download the file before you play it. Oh, Keon.
The Cardinals return back home for a shootout against the Houston Texans. The Cactus are all watching. The Bulls and the Cows are gathering in the pens. The 6-0 Cardinals look to continue their hot streak. With the straight shooting Houston Texans, with their no-name long-necked quarterback, with his horrible offensive line, and their terrible defense, who are last in every category known to man, including their lighthouse work and some plumbing around the house if they need to. But the Cardinals are riding a 6-0 shredder through the 2021 season. This is not a trap game. Kyler Murray and his prolific offense will do damage and harm against the Houston Texans. The Cardinals will win by double digits because they're 5-1 against the spread. Don't be dismayed. The Arizona Cardinals will be 7-0 after they leave in what will ever be known as the failure to launch in the Silver Nest.
I really thought he was going to go with the Houston. We've got a problem, but that works too. So there you go, ladies and gentlemen. Randy White, of course, he's picking the Arizona Cardinals. Everybody's picking the Arizona Cardinals. What are the odds on that? Can you look that up real fast? Because there's 0% chance that the Houston Texans are going to win. But if you put $5 on them to win, you might get lucky and win $1 bazillion. I'm pretty sure the odds are $1 bazillion to 1. So you could win like $5 bazillion.
Well, the spread is pretty ridiculous from the last time I saw it. Right now it's at 17.5.
So you can win $17.5 bazillion. I think.
I think that's how that works.
I'm still learning. We'll ask Josh Applebaum about that tomorrow.
I like that the over under on this game is 47.5. I think we're expecting all of those to come from Arizona.
Exactly. The Cardinals will make 47.5 points. It'll be exact. Mr. Glitterfarts says, looks like you need more AOL minutes for Randy's promo there, Keon. Brumo Baller says, wow, the suspense is killing me. Okay, now I know who Randy picked. The Cardinals will be 7-0. The Packers will be on a 6-game winning streak, and they will meet next Thursday night. That will be exciting. It's going to be a good game, even if the Packers screw up and forget to show up and then the Washington football team gets a win. It's still going to be a good game next Thursday night.
But don't worry.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to give you, I don't know.
I can't. I don't think since Aaron Rodgers has been on that team, I don't think Washington's ever beaten him. I cannot remember a single time.
You're probably right. You are probably right. You should look it up though. I'm curious now. Kiss the Cook says, is Case Keenum at quarterback? Yep, putting my money on the Broncos. Moist One says the Saints have their starting quarterback and running back. Both Seattle starters are on the IR. That's reason enough. But then again, you got a Jekyll and Hyde, Jameis Winston, as Keon had said. King Kenton says, hello from Bulletin, California. Absolutely beautiful day here. I don't know where Bulletin is, but since the ocean is in several of the photos you've just sent me, I think it's by the ocean. And he says, hey, Keon, how about Appy Steak?
Oh, yeah, completely wrong about that. the upset machine strikes again.
You don't have to be magnanimous and admit when you're wrong. The fourth dimension will just tell you.
Yeah.
You don't have even to say a word.
Still, I just feel like it's the bigger man thing to do, to just say, you know what? I picked the Chanticleers and they disappointed me. And I presume they're going to fall out of the rankings now, but I don't know.
Yeah, they should. And you are not probably the only person who picked them, especially with what they've been doing lately. Rough Rob says Denver will go down to their third string quarterback by the end of the game. Big George says, hey guys, happy Thursday. You say that, Jeffrey, but usually games that are supposed to be massive blowouts like Rams and Lions turn out to be close games. I can see that happening in this game with the Lions still losing, though, in heartbreaking fashion. Maybe, but not likely. Fish Tank says, the highlight of a Lions fan season right now is seeing Matt Stafford succeeding. I feel like even the Lions fans want to lose that game.
He was there, and everybody knows what that organization is like and how little they put around him talent-wise.
Hey, guys, Papa Mike's drinking. Papa Mike is drinking. He says Detroit with the last-second field goal for the win. Oh, yeah, because that's what they're good at, field goals. Thunder Snow says a Detroit Lions hat would be a good ball warmer. Shooter McGavin says if you bet $10 on Houston to win, you'd win $90. Oh, I was kind of hoping for a bazillion, Shooter. Can you give me those odds? Come on back, kids. We'll get your fantasy football questions answered. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
NASCAR Championship Weekend returns to Phoenix Raceway November 5th through the 7th.
A wild season of unexpected will culminate in Phoenix with drivers putting it all on the line for their shot
and earning the title of NASCAR Cup Series champion.
Featuring 4 championship races in 3 days.
Don't miss your chance to witness history from atop the grandstands as the action goes 5 wide into the iconic dog leg.
Or from up close with access to the fan-friendly infield experience.
Get your tickets to see the NASCAR Championship in person.
Go to PhoenixRaceway.com.
Hurry, tickets won't last much longer.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Bear Financial Group, AZMB-09047774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Exam 4 needs to be sanitized.
Mersana's MRI clinic isn't operating at max efficiency. She needs a new certified tech certifiably now.
Someone's waiting in room 2 for an ACL scan. Can you handle that?
Indeed can help her hire great people fast.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. With Indeed Instant Match, we immediately show you quality candidates whose resumes on Indeed meet your sponsored job description. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Time for some smart saving. Make their dreams their reality.
I'm Arizona State Treasurer Kimberly Yee. Whatever your little one dreams of becoming, a doctor, a chef, a firefighter, they're going to need a plan and savings. Open an AZ 529 education savings plan, and you will be able to pay for their future education. Visit az529.gov and start saving to make their dream job come true.
Now that's smart saving. Sponsored by the Office of the Arizona State Treasurer.
Not completing high school is more of a social thing than it was an academic thing. Even though all these years have passed, I still had that longing to have my diploma.
At age 30, Carissa finished her high school diploma.
If you're even considering getting your high school diploma, you can do it.
No one gets a diploma alone. If you're thinking of finishing your high school diploma, you have help. Find free adult education classes near you at finishyourdiploma.org. That's finishyourdiploma.org. Brought to you by the Dollar General Literacy Foundation and the Ad Council.
KQFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
People settle down because it's time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show.
Let's do it.
All right, buddy, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. And good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, not alongside Randy White. He is on vacation, but Keon Rose is still here, and you guys are still here on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, broadcasting live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And in a little bit, the Siege will be with us. That's right. CJ Kaltenbach will join us from Fantasy Guru and EliteFantasy.com. And he will answer your fantasy football questions. And I've got a lot of questions this week. There's a lot of people on injured reserve. And I'm not sure. It's like when you got them, we got 2 slots in the Daily Blender Fantasy Football Leagues where you can just park a guy. But then you go out and get other guys. And the question is, okay, I've had 4 guys injured reserve. So I've had 2 in reserve, and then I've had 2 just taking up roster spots. That's dead weight for me, right? And I've sort of shuffled them around and done whatever I can do. And a couple of those guys are no longer on injured reserve, so I'm okay. But eventually, I'm gonna have to make a decision. This player better than what I have already. When he comes back from injury reserve, I got to dump some people. And it's like, I don't like that because a lot of times when people come back from injury, they're not immediately productive. So I don't know, at what point do you make that decision to kick or keep? And so we'll go ahead and quiz CJ on that when we see him later.
And especially what could end up happening is a guy that comes back, he's not immediately productive. Somebody else scoops him up that's got a little extra space. And then 3 weeks later,
they blow up.
He's balling out, and you don't have the player who you drafted.
Yep.
And, that stuff stinks. It does.
Decisions are hard. Yeah. Big George says, why does that opening sound like it's slowed down? Sounds like everyone in the opening dropped an octave. I don't know. I'll have to go back and look at that. Did it? Yeah. So I don't know, Big George, but thanks for cueing me in on that. Maybe we're just trying to slow things down and smell the roses and, appreciate it's probably just a tech problem. 888-368-1580. So before we talk to the Siege about your fantasy football players, and by the way, if you want to start getting your questions up there right now, that way they're ready, be my guest. 888-368-1580. I just want to go over some NFL stuff. And son of a bitch! Sorry. Julian Blackmon tore his Achilles in Colts practice yesterday.
That's terrible. I'm really sorry to hear that, man. It's not, the Colts don't need any more injuries.
Remember when we had a good defense?
I do remember that.
Oh, yes, good days.
When they were all healthy and able to run around and their Achilles were all attached.
Oh my God.
Good times.
Yeah, this dude was good too. Kari Willis, Andrew Sendeo, George Odom. They're at least on the active roster, but I don't know. Oh my God. Anyway, sorry. sorry. So that's not good for my Colts, especially as they take on the 49ers. Speaking of disasters, Taylor Heineke, he says, let me tell you something. Trying to be too perfect has not allowed me to play my best. He's like that guy in a job interview where you're like, you say, all right, tell me what is your best attribute? Oh, well, I'm on time. No. Tell me what your worst is. Did I just care too much? Or I just don't know when to stop working. Those BS answers you give in a job interview. So you try to look good. That's what Taylor Heineke's saying. Trying to be too perfect hasn't allowed me to play my best. I'm just trying so hard that I get in my own way. I feel like, I've been trying to be perfect and trying to make the perfect read every play. It just doesn't allow me to be my best. Shut the hell up, Heineke.
To be fair to Taylor Heineke.
To be fair.
He is in a job interview. He looks
Nobody asked him.
Well, the media did ask him, but
do you think your problem is that you're trying too hard to be perfect? No, they were asking, why do you suck so bad?
Well, he doesn't suck that bad. He's a backup quarterback. He looks like a backup quarterback.
6 interceptions in 6 games.
Mm.
And this is 6. You want to divide the 1390 by 6? That's how many yards he's thrown. 1,390 yards in 6 games. 9 touchdowns. Yeah, he's at a 64% completion rate. That's not too bad, I guess. Could be worse.
Yeah,
it could be better.
It could be better. Here's the problem with Taylor Heineke. I don't think it's that he tries too hard to be perfect. I think he tries too hard to be like the quarterback on the other sideline. So when the other quarterback is a reasonable person, he plays within himself. He plays all right. But when he plays across from Josh Allen and sees Josh Allen make some throws, he tries to make some throws that Josh can make. He can't make them. He sees Patrick Mahomes try to make some throws. He can't make them. And I am disgusted already in what throws he's going to see Aaron Rodgers try to make. That he's going to try to make, and it's not going to work. It's
anything you can do, I can't do better.
He doesn't have an elite arm.
Yeah.
But he's a very smart guy, and he's got the mobility with his legs, so he can extend plays and stuff. He doesn't have that.
Should be smart enough to shut the bleep up. Don't say stupid crap like that. Don't say stupid stuff like that. Come on, man. So he says, well, I'm just going to try to not be perfect.
I don't know what that means.
So far, mission accomplished.
Yeah. Just keep doing what you were doing, and you'll get there.
We had thought that that Ralph from Harmon Solar would be with us today. He's traveling. So we thought maybe he'd be here. So I had this here just really because I wanted to laugh my ass off. The Seahawks claimed Jacob Eason off of waivers. You heard us mention that earlier. As you know, he was the guy with a cannon of an arm, but absolutely no talent other than that as a quarterback for the Indianapolis Colts. He was very, very low on the QB chart. And as soon as Huntley? No, wait, what's his name?
Sam Ellinger.
No, the guy who used to be here. Help me out, guys. He was the backup to he was the backup to the Packers there for a bit.
Wasn't it Huntley then?
Is it Huntley?
I think it might be Brett Hundley.
All right, yeah, that guy. Anyway, that guy is a better backup. And then, you're right. As soon as Eldinger showed up, they're like, bye-bye, Jacob. Bye-bye, Jacob. So now he is in a Seahawks uniform. I wanted to laugh at Ralph, but now Ralph's not here. So I guess I could laugh at Moist one. There you go. That's all I get. I mean, it's a little disappointing.
Yeah, it is Brett Hundley.
It's a little bit disappointing. So Zach Ertz, a lot of people are wondering, is he upset to have to come here? Is he happy to be here? And he's like, no, people saw him on the sidelines. He was all dabbed up in, Cardinals gear, but he didn't look thrilled. He didn't look happy. Everybody's like, no, I'm exhausted. He said, I was exhausted and, I could have waited for the team to come back from playing the Browns, but he's like, no. I got in a plane. I went over there. I wanted to get a jump start on getting to know these guys. I got to learn people's names. It's a whole new team, and I want to learn that playbook. He says, I'm exhausted, but it was worth it. I felt the energy, and you feel the leadership on this team. And so he's buying in. He's getting it. He's kind of looking around. He's feeling it. So I think you're going to see a very excited Zach Ertz, and he says it's full speed ahead with the Texans on Sunday. He says, here was the thing we were waiting for. I'm excited to be a Cardinal. Do you believe him?
I do. He was in Philadelphia, and I understand he actually loves that city, loves that team. He thought he was going to be an Eagle.
Stafford loved Detroit.
Yeah. And Philly loves Zach Ertz, but I think the opportunity to be on a team that's winning football games, that means a lot to a guy that's a professional, the way Zach Ertz has been his entire career.
Fish Tank says Heineke is the guy who writes, my weakness is I just can't say no, and then I work too many hours. Exactly what I'm saying. That is your quarterback, man.
Yeah, I mean, I extend a little bit to him in that last year he was sleeping on his sister's couch, and he has managed to play himself into an opportunity to be an NFL quarterback. And him saying anything that he can say to keep that job, I understand it.
Gotcha. Harley's Hammer says, something's been very heavy on my heart since the last week when I gave you guys some details about me as a first timer. And that is that I didn't tell you guys I love Jesus. And with that said, go Cardinals. Cool, Harley's Hammer. Listen, that's cool, man. You don't feel bad about that. I mean, I get why you feel bad about that. I appreciate you as a man of faith, but this is just a fun place. So if you did, if you didn't, whatever your conviction is, I respect that. And that's why I went ahead and read that text. So no problem, Harley's Hammer. And, don't sweat it. It's a fun place. Big George says, yeah, he's like, I'm listening online. Everything else sounds fine. Keon sounds fine. And Jeffrey's heavy breathing sounds fine. That wasn't heavy breathing. Why are you going to make me sound like some kind of degenerate? I was just upset about my God, the Colts. Oh God, the Colts.
Yeah, that's just the sound of suffering. That's
what
not,
that is. It's not perverse heavy breathing. It's the It's the sounds of suffering. Screaming Eagles got a question for CJ. All right, noted, marked, and ready to go. Screaming Eagle likes to be first. He does like to. Hey, he won a fantasy football game finally, so congratulations there. Yeah. Jalen Johnson plays for the Chicago Bears. He's a cornerback, and he's not bright. He's not bright at all. But does he have a point? And there's a lot of stuff I need to know. So if you're a Bears fan and you have more information, I'd like to know, because he went out on the social medias and said, this shit crazy, bruh. Walked in as it turned 8:16 and they text me like this. And what he means is he got a notice of violation of club discipline schedule, meaning you got fined for being late to a meeting, $2,745. And there's a whole bunch of legal jargon information. And the letter signed, sincerely, Matt Nagy, head coach. Okay. So he posts this up on the social medias. Of course, now Matt Nagy is like, yeah, not thrilled about that. Gonna have to talk to him again, aren't we? Although he does say he's been doing great, though. But whatever this is, it pissed off Jalen Johnson, where he posted on social media saying, I was like, now here's a question. Was it an 8 o'clock meeting or an 8:15 meeting? Those two things are relevant. Yeah, because at 8:15 and he's 1 minute late. What the hell, man? Okay, now I'm going to give you like a little bit of a cross-eyed look. Okay, Matt Nagy. If it was 8 and he's 16 minutes late, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Send that letter. Send that letter immediately. You know,
I just find it odd that he seems surprised that he got fined. Like usually they go over that stuff at the beginning of the season. You see it sometimes in Hard Knocks if you ever sit down and watch that they go over like, hey, this is what we expect out of you guys. And if you don't, then this is the consequence of that. It just seems weird that he seems stunned by it is odd.
Yeah. And now this is a guy who's been playing all right for them, and he's been there when he's supposed to be there. So maybe he's just been late a bunch of other times, and this was the final straw. He's like, I tell you, one more time, one more minute, and we're going to, that'll be it. But this seems like it was an absolute surprise to him. Doesn't mean it should have been. I need more information on the Jalen Johnson fine if anybody knows it. Fish Tank says Matt Nagy is 5 years late of being a good coach. Yeah. Where have you been, Nagy? Daylight Drew says, what's the betting situation for Washington at Arizona? We should make some money. Washington football team? Or are you talking about Washington at Arizona? Who's Arizona playing this weekend? I didn't even look at it because I know ASU's in a bye week. NAU has left the state to play somewhere else. So there's no good college football happening in the state of Arizona this weekend. I mean, apologies to GCU, but I haven't really heard much about their football team. I'm sure they're better than Arizona. So
I'm sure they are too. So there's that. Arizona does play Washington.
What's the spread? What's the rate? The
Washington is an 18-point favorite.
Excellent.
Yeah.
No, there's no value. I mean, although it's a sure thing, you know what I mean?
It's a sure thing, but it's you're not going to win very much for having done it.
And so you put like $1 million and you'll win $32, something like that.
Yeah.
Like I said, I don't know the math very well when it comes to betting yet.
We'll have to ask Josh tomorrow.
But I feel like that's a sure thing.
I think so too. And by the way, Washington is 2-4, and it still feels like a sure thing.
Yeah,
that is how bad U of A has been.
Maybe we should stay away from it completely. Might be wise. I got you, Harley's Hammer. Jagdog says Siege 2-quarterback league. Oh wait, I just started reading it going, oh, wait, I got to put that aside. Big Stanky 87 says, hey, going on a date. What will be more fun? Suns game or Cardinals game? Cardinals game. Cardinal. Ooh, boy, I don't know. Gee whiz. Now, at first thought, I'm thinking Cardinals game because that is an absolute guaranteed win. Which means that it'll be fun. There won't be any bummers. The only bummer might be that it's pretty loud. And if you're going there, if it's like a first date and you want to talk to her, don't count on it for 3 hours. But if you go to a Suns game, same kind of thing, not guaranteed to win, but it'll still be fun. Ooh, that's a tough one. What do you think, Keon?
Man, well, I do think your question of whether or not it's a first date is pretty relevant.
Yeah, we need to know, Big Stanky. First date, third date, whatever the hell.
Because there's a little bit more of a buildup in basketball. If you wanted to talk to her, Suns game would probably be the best way to go. But if you,
it's loud in there too, man.
Well,
maybe not as loud as Cardinals, huh?
No, because the goal there when you're in a Cardinals game is let's be so loud the other team can't hear anything.
First date, says Big Stanky.
First date.
Yeah.
I'm leaning towards Suns on that one just because, but I don't know, maybe because you got the commercial, the TV timeouts and all that stuff.
Well, let's take a moment though.
Let's think about this.
Let's break this down. On a first date, is it negative on the date if your team loses? Does that make you look bad? Does that put like a negative sort of cloud over the date? You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I kind of feel like you want to walk away with a feel good, and you're more guaranteed a feel good right now from the Cardinals. We've had one game from the Suns. They've lost. I'm presuming they're going to get their crap together and, probably win, but it's the Lakers. So it's not a given, but Cardinals versus Texans.
That's a beatdown. That's true. I'm leaning Cards now.
And that might not even be that loud of a stadium because it'll just be sad how bad the Texans get beat up.
They might embarrass themselves. In fact, it's like at some point she may want to watch a romantic comedy. You could just take her to this comedy and have that all ironed out.
True. Yeah, my vote is Cardinals. Keon, where are you at? You're on Suns or you on Cardinals?
I'm going Cardinals.
I brought
you
you
back into it. Yeah.
There you go. Big Stanky was saying, well, actually, I was thinking Pack versus Cards. Okay, that's a baller thing. If you take her to that game, that's a baller move because now that's a huge game. And even if the Cardinals lose that game, it'll still be an amazing atmosphere and a lot of fun. And you lose to the Packers, okay, we lost the Packers. All right, we were 6-0 and now we've lost them, but we'll get them next time. That's more evenly keeled. And he says, or to go a Suns game next weekend. I don't know who they're playing next weekend, Big Stanky. Now you're making things. We thought we had it figured out. Now you're making it more difficult.
I'm going to try and look and see who the Suns are playing next weekend.
Watermelon worries you might be setting the bar too high on this first date. He says, he says Suns game because there's more to do around there. Bars, restaurants, hotels. Silver Nest is about a mile away from Westgate. Well, your car works, I'd assume. Not hard to go from there to there, but I get what you're saying. You can walk out of the arena, the foot fetish arena, and you're at a bar or you're at a hotel. All right. Mr. Wilbur says, well, if it's a first date, if they are a New York Jets fan and that means they're probably a chain smoker, like most Jets fans are, definitely not good to lose to the Jets. What are you talking about, Wilbur? They're playing the Texans.
I don't know where he came from.
Who's reading you the sports news, Mr. Wilbur? Because they're getting it wrong.
We were talking either Cards Texans or Cards Packers. That is what was on the tape.
Where do you get the Jets, man? Billy White Shoes Johnson says, I just saw on the dark web that the Dodgers have put a hit out on Jeffrey O'Brien, but the Colts are going to send him bodyguards to protect him, so it'll be okay. Good to know. That explains a lot of the cars that follow me. My wife says all those cars that follow me are just, commuting. I'm not so sure. Fish Tank says, if the girl is not a big sports fan, yeah, Suns game makes it easier to explain. Hey, we want to put it in that basket. And that's it. That's all you got to explain. Football, you got to explain all the rules. Well, that's a good point. That is a good point. Is she a football fan?
If she's already a football fan,
yeah, it'd be fun.
Or if she grew up around the game or what have you.
It'd be annoying as hell if you have to.
Why is this? I don't understand. Why is it happening? Why is the thing over there? Why is that guy with the yellow flag? What is with the people over there?
I'm going to be in the car. I don't know what
the flashbacks.
Yeah. All right, guys. What we have to do right here, right now, and I see all your questions coming in for CJ Kaltenbach, the Siege. We're going to come back. and we're going to answer as many of your fantasy football questions as we can in about 20 minutes. Come on back, kids. And hey, Big Stanky, we're not done. We got you, buddy. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Scott Graham here from Westwood One with a Thursday night football preview. An AFC matchup coming up from Cleveland when the Browns face the Denver Broncos. The Browns will be shorthanded due to several injuries in last week's loss to the Cardinals, which has them at 3-3 on the season. The Broncos are now also 3-3. Disappointing for a team that started the year 3-0. Quarterback Teddy Bridgewater says the team is happy to have a short week after their loss to the Raiders.
I always tell the guys, man, when you win, you point the finger at your teammates, and when you lose, you point the thumb at yourself. And today was one of those days where I definitely point the thumb at myself, man. Take accountability, responsibility for just a lot of the things that went wrong. But we get to put this game behind us, move forward, focus on Cleveland.
Tom McCarthy and Mike Golick will call all the action of the Broncos at the Browns on Thursday Night Football.
Remember to listen to Westwood One's exclusive coverage of the NFL all season long, right here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's new home for sports.
Hey, frequent heartburn may keep you from running your A game, but it doesn't have to anymore. Join the Prilosec OTC 2-week challenge. Just go to prilosecotc.com. You'll get $3 off to get you started, plus 14 days of tips, tricks, and reminders. Just 2 weeks, zero heartburn. Go to prilosecotc.com and sign up today. Zero heartburn is possible with Prilosec OTC. Used as directed for 14 days to treat frequent heartburn, not for immediate relief.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Welcome to AutoZone. What are you working on today? So your headlights are getting dim? With the seasons changing, now's a great time to change them. Upgrading your headlights can ensure you'll be safe and ready to handle darkness and fog. Oh, and we recommend replacing in pairs. That way you won't have uneven lighting over time. You can get all of your lighting needs fast with our next day delivery and free same-day store pickup. Getting the job done just got easy.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Restrictions and details at AutoZone.com.
Business people like it honest and to the point. So here it is. Take control of your utility expenses by calling Harmon Solar right now. They can save you up to 80% on that monthly electric bill. Level your energy costs and protect yourself from inflation. There, Bruce Jacobs telling you straight and to the point. Here's more. Harmon Solar is a local family-owned company that uses top-of-the-line equipment. Call Harmon Solar at 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go online to harmonsolar.com.
If you're not spending every waking moment checking us out online,
you better have a good excuse.
Yeah. We've loaded up our website with the stories, pics, video, podcast commentary, and more. The kind of stuff you love.
Hey, it takes a lot of time to post all this junk.
And you'll love every bit of it. Very well.
Or at least most of it.
It appears that the website has become alive.
Hit it now.
It's on the internet.
1580, thefanatic.com.
It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona's sports betting station. We got your Thursday night football coming up here in a little bit. Broncos at Browns. What a mess. Sunday night football, Colts at 49ers. Another mess. Monday night football, Saints at Seahawks. Dear God, what a mess. But you all have fantasy football players on these teams during these games, and it's going to matter. So everybody's going to be watching, listening, no matter what it takes. Hey, Siege, we were talking earlier with one of our super fans. They're taking out a gal on a first date, and he's asking, should I take her to an Arizona Cardinals game, like against the Packers, or should I take the first date to a Phoenix Suns game? And you're a single guy, and I'm sure you've done your fair share of sports dates. Which one do you think would be a better option for this super fan?
The Suns game is shorter. 3 hours is definitely a bit of a stretch, if it goes poorly. Yeesh.
That's right. We're assuming it's going to go well. And but if it does go well, as has been pointed out, Siege, there are hotels nearby, as well as bars and restaurants and other things. So, that's actually some pretty good advice, except for Arizona Cardinals are killing it. It's going to be a total party, and you drive away with a win. I mean, doesn't that go, well towards the date?
I mean, are you guys giving up on the Suns after one game?
No. It's more a matter of we don't know yet. And of course, it's the Lakers on Friday, and I don't know who they're going to play when he decides to go to that. Not giving up on the Suns, not even a little bit. We're just kind of like, okay, what just happened? Let's see what happens next. I'm trying to help a guy out on a date. It's not about, my existential crisis with the Suns.
I'm just saying, you made it sound like the Cardinals were going to get a win, so therefore it mattered. Well, the Suns were really good last year. You should probably assume the Suns are going to win too.
All right, but if you were going to assume a sure thing on a win, is it Cardinals versus Texans or Suns versus Lakers?
I mean, okay, that's a fair point. But imagine if you did lose, if you had a first date and you lost to the Texans, it's kind of like, doesn't matter how well the date went. It's kind of just always going to be tarnished.
You pretty much just drop her off a bus stop. Just say, I just can't. All right. So how are you doing in your fantasy football leagues there, Siege? Are you killing it?
Either really good or really bad, and there's no in between. I think all my teams are either 4-2 or better, or 2-4 and worse. I don't think I have any 500 team anywhere.
Well, since you first took a look at our teams in the Premier League and basically declared my team a disaster, I have waiver wired my way up to 5th place, and I was feeling pretty good about stuff. Then, of course, injured reserves, then bye weeks, then, this. And now I got to play the number 1 team undefeated in the league, and it's probably not going to go very well for me. But I am pretty proud of the progress I've made on that waiver wire. And there's a lot of people out there who are kind of desperately trying to find help at running back or trying to find help at, whatever position. You got any secret stashers out there for us? You have any little sleeper players that you can suggest for the super fans?
Demetric Felton tonight going up against the Broncos. No Hunt, no Chubb. Going to have that third down passing role if you're desperate. I think everyone picked up Johnson already. It was pretty slim pickings at running back this week. So, yeah, it's tough with all the bye weeks. There's some teams out there I'm facing that are pretty much just waving the white flag.
How do you like
and
Jarvis?
Guess what? If you have a lot of week 7 guys and you're doing well, instead of just giving up like a good part of your bench, waving the white flag for a week isn't the worst idea in the world.
Good point. Jarvis Landry, he's back for the Browns. And with the running game as decimated as it is, even though it's Case Keenum, you got to think there's going to be a lot of passing. Do you like Jarvis Landry coming back on this one, or is he a wait and see because he's coming back from that injury?
It just depends who you've got. Like, if you've got options that you just are more squeamish about, then yeah, taking chances on Landry or Odell Beckham.
Well, I've got
certainly options.
I've got Jarvis Landry, but I also have Kenny Golladay and Josh Gordon. That's pretty much all I've got that's not on a bye week right now.
Yeah, I think I would be starting Jarvis Landry there because we don't know if Golladay's played yet.
And that's exactly what I'm doing.
You can't play Josh Gordon. But like, for example, I threw in Odell Beckham right before the show over Khalif Raymond, right? Something like that. Like Odell could get me a 0, but Odell also could give me 25, and that's not in Khalif Raymond's range of outcomes.
Right. It's either going to matter or it's not going to matter is what you're saying.
Right.
Gotcha. Listen, we're going to answer some questions, but later on, I do want to do the injured reserve keep or kick because there's a lot of guys on injured reserve and they may be just taking up dead space. So we're going to ask your opinion on whether you'd keep or kick them. But first, let's get some questions answered by the super fans of the Fourth Dimension. 888-368-1580. Screaming Eagle says, CJ. By the way, this is CJ Kaltenbach from Fantasy Guru and EliteFantasy.com. You can find him on Twitter at the Siege DFS. Screaming Eagle says, for defense, start the Rams or the Patriots?
Rams. Actually, I'm a little bit worried about the Patriots this week.
Oh, yeah? Against the Jets?
Yeah. It's a letdown spot. Tough loss against Dallas last week. I still can't even think about that game. Even as a Pats fan, as a DFS player.
But it's the Jets.
I think the Pats could be in trouble.
Okay. He also wants to know if you should start Christian Kirk or Michael Pittman.
Pittman. You just keep playing Pittman every week now. He's you don't put him on your bench.
Until Carson Wentz takes another dump, or...
I would not bet. I would if Carson Wentz is behind center. I'm playing him.
There you go. Jagdog says Siege 2-quarterback league. Dak on bye. Pick up Keenan, Goff, Geno, Zach Wilson. Only quarterbacks available.
Zach Wilson and Geno. I didn't think Geno played that bad last week. I thought Geno got a pretty bad rap for that game. It wasn't exactly all his fault. I thought he looked okay. I did not think Geno was bad as the general public, but Zach Wilson against the Patriots, you think they're going to have to destroy.
Does it make you feel a little weird?
Going to let him throw.
Does it make you feel a little weird that Shannon Sharp agrees with you?
Yeah, a little bit.
Daylight Drew says AJ Green or Christian Kirk?
Christian Kirk, but good options to have this week.
Yeah, Papa Mike says Burrow at the Ravens or Tannehill versus the Chiefs.
Well, you just got to see if he's going to have any of his wide receivers. AJ Brown was in and out. Julio was in and out.
You want to go Tannehill, but you're going to go Burrow, huh?
I think I would lean Tannehill if AJ Brown or Julio plays.
Gotcha. Hawkinson at LA or is it Font or Fant? Because I want to call him Font because they always tell me that drink is Fanta. So is it Fant or Font?
I've always said Fant, but I got to be honest, I don't know.
I've always heard it pronounced Fant too.
Okay.
Fant's in a pretty good spot here. Cleveland's out without a bunch of linebackers today. I think I would play him, but Hawkinson's a tough sit. It's a really tough matchup, though. I don't bet your studs. I guess play Hawkinson, but my gut says Fant.
Papa Mike is greedy. He's got one more. He says Mooney at Tampa Bay or Rondale Moore versus Houston.
I would play Rondale Moore versus Houston. They should be from in front. They're not going to sit Hopkins just because, well, it's Houston and they're going to want him to score 4 or 5 touchdowns. You tell me, right? Hopkins is going to get his, right? Against his former team?
Every time.
Yeah, okay. So you figure that they're not going to sit Hopkins and they're going to let Hopkins just go off. So they'll kind of give AJ Green some reps off. And I think Rondo will play a little bit more this week is what I'm getting at.
Just Tip says, which two of these should I play? J.D. McKissick, Ernest Johnson, Miles Sanders.
I think you play the first two. Miles Sanders is just really just on the bench until he does something of any basic level of competence for me. I just don't think Antonio Gibson can make it through a game. We see it twice now. He's trying to play through a broken chin. This is going to end with him on IR at some point. Is it this week? Is it next week? It's just going to happen eventually.
Okay, the next question, Siege, I need to caution you. You need to be careful here because Big George is a 7-foot-tall monster of a man who is also a lawyer. Just throwing that out there, so be on your game here, okay? Tim Patrick, tonight against the Cleveland Browns, would you start him as a wide receiver too, or would you choose Raiders receiver Brian Edwards, or maybe Lions receiver Amon-Ra St. Brown?
I would probably go Brian Edwards. We just don't know how much of a workload Tim Patrick's going to get. It's not a bad option, though. I think it's between the first two, but I would lean Brian Edwards.
All right. Well, good luck on that. Big Stanky 87. He's the one who's going on the bet. So I'm sorry, on the bet. Arizona sports betting station. Now everything is a bet. No, the date, which is kind of like a bet. I bet it works. Harley's Hammer says, my tight ends are both chunked up. Dawson Knox and George Kittle. I got to pick up a new one. Who's going to have a better day? Njoku, Hurst, Hooper, Fursker. There's not much left to choose from.
Njoku or Hooper, pretty equivalent options against a defense that doesn't have many linebackers. So I would pick up one of those two. It's flip a coin between them.
There you go, Harley's Hammer. Fighting Wampa says, PPR flex. Should I start Jacoby Myers or the running back from Cleveland by the name of Johnson?
Jacoby Myers. He'll eventually get a touchdown that's not called back. Don't get me started on it. I finished 40th in the Millie Maker and I had Myers. I still want to cry.
Ouch. Chief Skulls Burner says Carson Wentz or Matty Ice. Oh, you're just being a jerk. Come on. Okay, but if it's a serious question, go ahead.
I would say it's Matt Ryan.
Yeah, he's doing that because he knows I'm a Colts fan and that he just wants me to be sad. But yeah, that's the thing about Matt Ryan. He's usually pretty stable as a fantasy football quarterback, right?
Miami's defense is just very, very bad.
Oh, there's that too. Swave Dave says Jalen Hurts, Derek Carr, or Carson Wentz.
Jalen Hurts.
All right. And Swave Dave says, hey, Siege, what's your favorite fantasy football platform? He says, mine is Yahoo.
My favorite.
I think he just wanted me to say that. Yeah.
My favorite's probably FFPC. It's pretty smooth.
FFPC? I've never heard of that.
It's where most of the high stakes leagues are held, and it's just a really simple platform.
Hey,
it's
Keon,
really nice.
I think he just pretty much called all of us low rent.
I just being honest. It's a smooth platform. For the amount of money we pay, let's just say we deserve a platform that works nice.
Oh, you got to pay for it. Yes. Oh, okay. Because we all use the free stuff. Okay, now that makes I don't feel so bad. Chief Skulls Burner says, no, it's a serious question. I lost Wilson, and that's all I've got is junk. Dude, why do you gotta follow it up with that, Chief Skull? Carson Wentz is not junk until he gets hurt. And Matty Ice, well, he's on the Atlanta Falcons. I don't know what you want. Hey, are you ready to play keep or kick, CJ?
Let's do it.
All right. These are all guys who are currently, last time I looked, on injured reserve. Now, again, the thought is you got your roster, you got these guys, maybe taking up space, and then somebody else, if they become healthy, is that somebody you're going to keep or you're going to want to kick? So, all right, keep or kick on the injured reserve. Kareem Hunt might be. You keep him. It's going to be like 6 weeks, but it's a long season, so keep Kareem Hunt. David Montgomery.
Keep.
Jerry Jeudy.
Keep. He's returned to practice. He'll be back next week.
Darrington Evans.
Probably kick.
Really? I was wondering if you even knew who he was.
Oh, he's the backup running back on the Titans. Trust me, as someone who does not own a ton of Derrick Henry because I thought he would eventually break down, I have a lot of Evans. So I've dealt with this decision a fair amount.
Darrington handcuff Evans. Okay. James O'Shaughnessy.
Cut or kick.
Logan Thomas.
Keep.
Oh, there you go. See, Keon is a Washington football fan, and the minute I said him, he was like, "Oh, he's gonna say kick."
No, I didn't think that. That's like one of the 3 players on the team that.
Why would you keep anybody from that team? I'm sorry.
Because he's one of the 3 guys that can
score. Be throwing.
That might be. I was just being rude. Russell Wilson.
Definitely keeping him.
Clyde Edwards-Helaire.
You have to keep him, but boy,
it's tough.
You're definitely it's a pretty sunk cost, but you can't cut him.
I have him, and it's rough. It's been rough all
year. I have him in a high stakes league too, and I very much regret basically ever picking him.
He's like a broken down car. He's a broken down car in the garage, isn't he? You're like, it looks nice sitting there, but I can't drive it. What good is it?
But the problem is, it's not even a Ferrari. It's like a mid-sized car. It's not even anything special.
It's like an Ultima.
Broken down.
Michael Gallup, keeper kick.
Keep. He should be back sooner rather than later.
George Kittle.
Keep.
And finally, this is all the ones from the Premier League that I saw on rosters. I know there's way more people on injured reserve, but Chris Carson.
Yeah, keeping him too.
All right. So out of all this, the only person I think you said kick was James O'Shaughnessy from the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Evan.
And Darrington Evans.
Oh, okay. All right. So there you go. All right. Well, that's educational for a lot of people because, as you know, these guys are scattered throughout every single fantasy football league. So it's good to know what you're thinking there, Siege. Just the Tip says, should I get a new kicker or just stay with Young Ho Koo? Just really because I love saying his name.
Anytime I have a kicker in a dome, it really is hard to get rid of him.
Anytime you have a kicker in a dome.
Yeah, like if they kick in a dome, it's just there's no wind, there's no nothing. It's just kicking.
Right. I thought you were saying get rid of him.
So it's just very tempting. It's hard for me to get rid of him.
Oh, I see what you're saying. I thought you were saying the other direction there.
No. You want a kicker in a dome. Yeah.
There you go. Uklamak says, Fant, Devontae Parker or McCole Hardman in my flex. Noah Fant, Devontae Parker, or McCole Hardman for the flex.
I think you got to play Parker. Falcons secondary is pretty terrible.
Final question. T-Bone says, Ruggs or Lockett?
Lockett for sure. Don't bench your studs.
Yeah, but who's throwing to him? That's a tough one. Yeah, that's a tough one. But yeah, listen to Siege.
You're overthinking. Don't. That's that. You play Tyler Lockett every day, twice on Thursday, twice on Sunday, and twice on Monday. Don't overthink it.
You heard him, T-Bone. That's the Siege. CJ Kaltenbach from Fantasy Guru and EliteFantasy.com. You can find him out there on the Twitters at the Siege DFS. Thanks, Siege. We'll see you next week, buddy.
Good luck. Hopefully you perform a fantasy miracle this week.
Oh, good. I'm going to get a fantasy rosary. I got to do something, man. I appreciate it. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
If you're considering refinancing or getting a home loan, listen up. This is Dale Hellestray, and when you need a mortgage, the team I use is led by my good friend, Jeff Locks. And here's why. Jeff and his team negotiate with over 50 lenders to find the best possible deal. Your home has gone way up in value over the past year, so why not utilize your home equity to reduce your monthly expenses or even pay off some debts? Interest rates are still at all-time lows, and if you obtained your current mortgage prior to 2020, you can save a lot of money. Here's the best part. There's absolutely no lender fees. Jeff is truly Arizona's low-cost lender with over 30 years of experience. So call Jeff Locks, and if Jeff can't save you money, you'll get a free $50 Amazon gift card. This is a winning play, so call Jeff today, 480-202-0692. That's 480-202-0692.
Jeff Locks, NMLS number 1003782, National Mortgage License number 181106, Verified Financial Group, AZMB-0904774, Equal Housing Opportunity.
Chances are the technology you work with every day is an afterthought.
Until it isn't working.
Technical problems can throw a wrench in your day, but computer security issues can expose you and your customers to serious risk. Affinity Technology builds custom IT solutions that help small businesses thrive. No system is too complicated.
If it plugs in, we work with it.
Affinity Technology runs Arizona businesses. Contact us today at atechaz.com. That's atechaz.com. Affinity Technology.
Still looking for that one special voice that makes you fall in love with podcasts? The one is out there and free on Spotify. With over 2 million shows and today's most talked about podcasts, Spotify is the best place to find that one special show that makes you laugh, keeps you interested, and keeps you listening for more. Whatever you're into, get way more into it with a podcast. Find the one you've been listening for right now, free on Spotify.
You ever hear something on the radio and figure I got to give it a shot? Well, I did. This is Stephen McCollum, host of The Main Event here on The Fanatic. I heard all the ads for Valley Medical Weight Loss and thought, what have I got to lose? I'm a client with Valley Medical Weight Loss, so I know firsthand that it really works. Valley Medical is a true pioneer in the weight loss industry, supervised by board-certified physicians, helping you gain the edge in your weight loss battle, boosting your energy, and getting you real results. 3 Valley locations, so there's one near you. Visit valleymedicalweightloss.com for info, and when you go, mention The Fanatic or Money Radio and get your first week free.
Does your company need bonds? Hi, this is Dave McKee, president of Constructors Bonding, inviting you to learn how our team can deliver better bonding than any competitor anywhere. Our relationships with every major surety get you the credit you need fast, and we never stop working to exceed your expectations. Call me personally at 602-432-5929. That's 602-432-5929 to learn how Constructors Bonding is your solution to better bonds.
Download our podcast at 1580thefanatic.com.
Don't be that guy.
Arizona's new exclusive home for live NFL games and Super Bowl 55.
1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Yeah, I wish I'd remembered I was on camera just now.
Certain gestures were made.
Well, I was just joking about when Keon quits, there'll be a video of him in my office on my desk, teabagging my phone, yelling, "I quit!" I don't know. I'd probably laugh too. And then I go in there and take that phone, replace it, put it over where Chief sits, take that phone, put it where someone else sits, and get a nice clean phone. Just, You know, you got to know how to do things around here. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic, Arizona sports betting station, and we are 16 minutes away from the Westwood One broadcast of Broncos at Browns. And, well, now I've got a reason to pay attention because on the advice of the Siege, I'm playing Jarvis Landry, even though I'm always a little nervous to play a guy this soon after he's come back from injury. And who the hell is throwing to him? Case Keenum.
Well, there's a pro and a con with Keenum being the guy throwing him the ball. The con is he's Case Keenum, but the pro is Keenum's got a pretty big arm,
and he's going to be looking for whoever is best, has the best chance. It's Landry, right?
Yeah, I mean he's looking for a security blanket, and you have to think it's Jarvis Landry.
Security blanket would have been not having a player on the Browns right now. No. Boomer Sooner says, I just got off work. I need an ice cold beer, please. And a shot, too, if you got it. And maybe a little Boomer Sooner. Make my day. Jeffrey, it's your turn. There's no assignments, Boomer. We do what we do. But you said little, so I'm going to do it little. Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer Sooner, Boomer. There you go. You asked for a little Boomer Sooner, and you got one. Random Texter says, how long does Damian Williams from the Bears maintain his value being on that COVID list? Yeah, that was probably a question for Siege, but if you that depends how much longer the other guy is going to be out.
David Montgomery.
Yeah, he's one of my players, and I always forget his name.
I think Montgomery's going to be out for a little bit longer, but it depends. If Williams comes back before Montgomery,
right? He's
obviously the go-to option there.
Mm-hmm.
So that'd be worth looking up.
Montgomery will completely take it back over when he gets back.
Yeah, he is the featured back in that offense.
He's the man. So I guess what do you need right now? If you need a running back, neither. And do they have an official word on Damian Williams as far as? Does he have symptoms? Was he vaccinated or not? There's so many parts of that makes it kind of hard to say when Damian Williams will be back. So how long does he maintain his value? Well, there's zero value if he's on the COVID list, but it'll have some value for those Bears and for you if he does come back before Montgomery. Baby Got Dak says, Jeffrey, with all the injuries and the fact that this week is Bimageddon, Landry is my choice. Is your best choice out of the players you listed. Bimageddon?
Yeah, it's like Armageddon, but it's bye weeks.
Well, next week's another Bimageddon.
Yeah, I think we're in like a 3-week stretch of Bimageddon,
yeah.
And most of the teams will have gone through their
couple of strays here and there. Like somebody's going to what do you mean we have a week 16 bye week? That's weird. But for the most part, yeah, Bimageddon is going to be a continuing thing. Not so much for me. I'm in Bimageddon this time. Hopefully you guys aren't. I'm playing the Berg. Makes me sad. Makes my soul sad. He's going to beat me down so hard.
I mean, at least it's happening when like your team's not very good.
Well, I have excuses.
All the IR and bye week. Berg beat me on literally my highest scoring week. Like I wasted that.
Yeah. Baby Got Dak says, no, this week has the most teams on a bye week. Oh, really? Oh, so this is okay. So then like the next week it'll be 2 teams or something. I get what you're saying, Baby Got Dak. Thank you for that. Big George says, happy birthday to Princess Leia. She'd have been 65 years old. Gone too soon. Yeah. Tragic. Gone too soon there. She was a character. That's for sure. You know what? Yes. And Big George, we might as well do this now. So we get it done out of the way. So you're not angry. Let's do this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1982, an estimated 150,000 people lined Wisconsin Avenue on a chilly day in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, to cheer for their hometown Brewers, who suffered a crushing defeat in Game 7 of the World Series the previous night. Following the parade, the fans shouted their support at County Stadium, chanting MVP, when Robin Yount appeared in left field corner on his motorcycle. Yeah, and then he rode around on his on the warning track. Hey, thank you, everybody, very much. Thank you. That's pretty nice. 150,000 people came out to cheer on the losers. You know,
that's pretty cool.
Different time, I guess. 1982.
You believe in your team, and sometimes teams lose. That's just sports.
I don't think I'd have gone to that.
Well, not in the blistering cold. No.
No. I don't care about the cold. I like it cold. Are you kidding? Have you been in this studio? I like it cold. Boy, poor Izzy yesterday. He's like, he was actually shivering. He put on his sweatshirt. He's cold. He was just like, I thought, we were going to have to take him outside for a while. No, I love it cold. No, it's just, I don't like celebrating losing,
It to me, it depends. Maybe it's because my perspective is from all my teams lose.
Right.
Okay. But when you see a team that fights really hard and they just lost because that's just what it is. You're not celebrating their losing.
You know what you do? You meet them at the airport and say, welcome home. We still love you. But you don't throw them a damn parade. You don't throw a parade.
I thought it was like an impromptu kind of thing, not like it was an official parade.
Well, 150,000 people show up. It's a parade.
Okay. That's fair.
Whether you like it or not. It's like a Ben Roethlisberger parade. It's going to happen whether you like it or not. Supporting your team is one thing, but yay, we lost. I can't get into that. Can't get into that. Sorry. Even if I'm on the team, I would not want anything to do with it. I'd be like, nice for Robin Yount to going out there and waving at people, but
because going to the World Series, you had an incredible season. You had an incredible year. That's your fans saying, basically, we're not going to take that away from you.
That's fine, but a parade? Random Texture says, I think the Phoenix Mercury had about 1.5 people at their parade the other day. They had a parade?
Was it? I think they were talking about the Chicago Sky, wasn't it?
No, he says Phoenix Mercury. Did they have a welcome home parade? Really?
Because I did see someone.
There was they were going to have it on one street, but that was already taken up by Disney on Ice having their parade, so they had to go to a different street.
No.
Yeah.
No.
I imagine there's somebody who actually pays attention, and it's like, that's just mean, Jeffrey. That's just mean. Chelsea Tip says, to be fair, Berg is a Boston fan and he hates mustard. He probably has a couple other horrendous character flaws he's hiding, but the two listed are virtually unpardonable sins. Jeffrey, please beat his ass. Dude, just go to the Daily Blender Premier League and look at the two teams next to each other. And at first, when you look at Berg's team, it doesn't look like a team that should be dominating. I had to go back and look at all the games he's played. I'm like, holy crap. He hasn't changed his lineup much game to game. It's just dominant. And you're like, you wouldn't imagine those players would be having this kind of a year.
They're consistent. I think that helps him.
Consistently good.
And they don't really get hurt. Like the rest of us are just reshuffling because of injury or, I drafted this guy. Turns out he sucks. Berg drafted a team that's steady and healthy.
He a man this year, that is for sure. Speaking of men and man, it's time for your man of the day. I saw this on the ABC 15, this video is Marine. It's like 4:30 in the morning. And usually customers and clerks in a convenience store, they get a little chatty at 4:30 in the morning because you're like, hey, what's going on? And you have a nice little conversation. Well, this guy is having a nice conversation with the clerk. And he's like kind of turning like, well, okay, I'm going to see you later. And just as he's about to turn and walk out the door, in comes 3 dudes, all in black and wearing masks. And one of them's got a gun like this. He's got a gun out like this already. And well, you know what's happening. It's a robbery. And so this was amazing. I'd say 500 milliseconds is how long it took this guy, as the guy turned towards the door, he sees these 3 guys coming in, about 500 milliseconds. I actually timed it where he sees guy with gun, pointing gun, other guys there. What am I going to do? And he grabs the guy's arm and the gun and he punches the crap out of him and takes him down to the ground. This guy, did I mention he's a former Marine? Yeah. Okay. So yeah, he reacted and beat this guy down under 1 second. He kept the suspect there until the deputies showed up. The other two are still on the loose, but that little skinny guy with the gun, he's going to sell them out.
Of course he
He's gonna
is.
sell them
Well,
out
hold
so
on.
fast.
I'm not taking the rap for this.
And the guy says, Marine Corps taught me not to mess around. What do you think is going to happen to you in Yuma? You know what I'm saying? So that guy, man of the day.
Occupational hazard of being a robber is that you never know who it is that you're actually robbing. And then you walk in and it's a Marine, then it sucks to be you.
Yeah, he didn't hesitate. I mean, there was just like, you tell, he's like, the hell? Oh, hell no. It was that quick, quicker than what I just said. And they didn't give his name, which is probably appropriate, but hoorah. And good for you. And wow, that dude, absolutely your man of the day.
That's probably not the craziest situation he's ever seen.
No, that guy was lightweight compared to what he's probably been through. Random texter says the Chicago Sky had 150 people at their parade. Now I think he's just being snarky. Big Stanky says, all right, listen, I haven't asked the lady out yet, but I want to know which one would be more fun to go to. Well, in the funness factor, I'd say absolutely the Cardinals game.
I'm still leaning Cardinals
Even with
for just pure fun factor.
Yeah.
It's crazy in there, and this team is good, and the fans are fired up. No, go Cardinals.
Yeah. Tiger Paws says, did you forget about the 300,000 that the Suns had coming home from their loss to the Bulls? No, I didn't forget. I didn't realize that was 300,000. Trying to forget that one. Been trying to forget that one ever since it happened, Tiger Paws. Now, I wouldn't have shown up for that. I mean, I was like, hey, go Suns. That's fine. But yeah, I didn't dig that. King Kenton says, I'm taking the Dodgers and I'm taking the Browns tonight. Well, I hope you lose one of those. No, I hope you lose both of them because my pick is to the Broncos and I want the Braves to win. He says, Big Stanky, go to the basketball game. King Kittens has a lot of bad ideas, as you've already heard. So do what you got to do, Big Stanky. All right, guys, that's it for us. Coming up next is Broncos and Browns right here on 1580, The Fanatic. See you guys tomorrow at 3 p.m. Bye-bye.
Terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting enrolls for recurring automated marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop to opt out. Terms and conditions apply. Visit ISSA online for details.
Hey, how'd you like to get paid to work out? Yes, I said get paid to work out. Now you can with ISSA.